I'll admit I wasn't planning on doing this. um, hey. So, uh, let's get chatting, I guess. Alright, so, honestly, I wasn't planning on doing this talking stream. But, one, I. So, a little bit ago, I put up a post, um, saying that I was going to start streaming at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Just because of the fact that my day job sometimes exhausts me and I need to rest beforehand. What I didn't take into account was. Hey, dude. Hope you're doing well. What I didn't take into account. What I did not take into account was the idea that I could possibly sleep through the point that I said I would start, which is exactly what I did. Crap. But it's not going to keep me from not streaming. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Did you hit that 350k on Tetris yet? Or at least 300? I actually missed out on the stream because of what I had just said a little bit ago. I got home, man, and I just. I collapsed. I could not stay awake for the life of me. Yeah, I did not take that into account, so I might have to. I'll probably put it on a post that the live streams I did. Because my content. I mean, Danny, I know you know this, but my content is more video focused than stream focused. Dude, you're getting so dang close. Oh man. I I better get the $50 ready. For those who don't know, um D9 over there, um I told him on his streamer giving him motivation. He's playing Tetris over there. I said that if he hits 300,000 points, he gets $50 in cash from me. And $100 in cash if he gets to 150, or sorry, if it was 150, then yeah, you would have gotten it already. 350. Okay. Yeah. No, it's. I mean, I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if you started trying to pull those speedrunner strats. What is it? I think there's some like speedrunner strats for Tetris where they have to like. I guess if it was an analog stick, they would put their hands between, just start doing that. Except it's like a. I think it's like a D-pad version of that. I think. I'll definitely try to join in that stream tomorrow. Um, like I said earlier in this one, I completely slept through mine, so hopefully I don't do that again. Yeah, I don't know. My day job, I worked until 5 p.m. my time. I got home at about 6, planning on live streaming at 8. I had an actually I had my video editor set up to edit stuff afterwards. I laid down to relax. Usually I am able to nap for like an hour, so I was you know, planning to be up at around 8ish. Nope, I just woke up. So, yeah, that plan isn't working anymore. However, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do a gaming stream later tonight. Probably after this one. I'll reset up. I'll try to finish the editing of the video that I was doing. I have a challenge live stream that I need to still do. Holy crap. Yeah, classic style. Classic style is probably better suited. Just play normal. I wonder I wonder what the furthest someone has gotten playing Tetris, like, without all those fancy strategies, just normal playing the game. I I've always wondered what the furthest someone has gotten. I mean, Lil Miss Goth told me you have hit 300K before. I think she said you hit about 325K, something like that, which I believe it. Just the level of focus that you put into. Yeah, the level of focus that you put into that game, I wouldn't be surprised if you have made it to like 375K before. Wow, really? 2 million? Man, I must be living under a rock because the max I've ever seen somebody do outside of you, Danny, I think is about 400 something thousand. Then again, I've never been eyes on the whole Tetris thing. The best stuff I've ever seen, some of it coming from you, like you beating DKR, which I need to do, probably on stream on my end as well. Diddy Kong Racing, by the way. Um, and actually, I think what Little Miss Goth was talking about, which, yeah, I think it was like 375,000 on Tetris, if not a little bit more. Something like that. It was definitely in the higher end of the 300,000s. Then there's me. I'm the idiot who's like out there playing frickin' Code Vein with no frickin' partner, pissing myself off, which is probably what I'll do later on tonight. I have noticed a lot of the people who generally join in on the streams are those who are like people who like staying up later on at night, or those on the other side of the country, which I'll welcome. Because I accidentally slept through my starting time, Henry. That is my bad. I am much later, and I haven't even done my main stream yet. Oops. I actually talked about that earlier. I remember discussing in a post on my channel that's still up. I might have to delete it. Talking about that too, like how, oh hey, let's start at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern. I did not take into account that resting after my day job would make me sleep through the start of that. But unfortunately, money is kind of needed right now, and I'm not at the point on this platform yet where I get that through YouTube. So, mm. Classic Tetris style. Wow. 1.1 mil. Holy crap. What? That is amazing. I don't. Oh my gosh. Classic style. Oh my gosh. That. No, I didn't forget the promise. Like I was plot. Bleh. I can't English right now. I was planning on starting at 8. So I get home. I told this, but I'll say it again. I got home today at around like 6 p.m. my time, so I'm gonna go off Pacific time just for consistency. I got home at about 5 p.m. and planned on starting at 7. Gives me a couple hours to rest. I lay down. Well, I obviously change first. I lay down and I relax. I'm talking with my girlfriend, just because I I like keeping in touch with her, touching base, making sure she's doing well, because she works 2 jobs. She's cramming a lot of stuff together right now. But I sit down and I relax. I crash, planning on napping for 2 hours, which allows me to wake up at about 7:50 ish at the time of me when I did. And again, this is, or sorry, 6:50. So about 2 hours, a little less. My brain was like, no, you are sleeping for like 4 or 5 hours. Crap. Yeah, yeah, classic Tetris is, it's got a huge community. It has got a giant community. I'm not too surprised that the score is as high as it is, but at the same time, it's still mind blowing to me how high that score can go. Sayonara for like 2 minutes. Yeah, Tetris is definitely. Actually, do I still have my original copy? I do like keeping my classic games on par with me. Like, I've got an OG copy of Mortal Kombat. This game is so much fun. Hard as hell, but it is fun. It is so freaking fun. Same with this one. The original Mega Man X. Great game. Um, these are some games actually we could discuss too. Like, this is one I need to let's play. Banjo Tooie. I discussed it though. It's becoming really hard for me to do 40-minute videos just because I'm having a harder time finding time to edit them. This is a hidden gem in my opinion. Quest 64, great game, but it's one of those games that it's one of very few RPGs on the N64, and a lot of people hate on it. I personally don't understand why, because I've played this game, beaten this game. My friend Aaron is actually the one who introduced me to it. I wouldn't complain about this game. I'd complain about this one. To be honest, I hate 100%ing this game. Now, if you were to play this game vanilla and just beat it normal, it's fine. But let's see, what else do we got in here? Okay, there is something I wanted to talk about. I was gonna make a video on this, but I want to rant on it now. So there was this list on. Okay, everyone knows who the gamer is. The website The Gamer. that had made a... Welcome back, Henry. You weren't really gone very long, but yes. Okay, before I continue with all this website, The Gamer, um, did a top 10 list of Nintendo games not made by Nintendo. First of all, before I rant about their list, because it makes no sense, their list makes no sense whatsoever. Let's go through. Why don't we go through together? What would the top 10 be? Personally, Paper Mario. I think that deserves to be on there. Paper Mario was made. It wasn't made directly by Nintendo, but obviously is a Nintendo game. Games like this, Pokemon. I almost said Pokemon Champion, but I'm not thinking of that game, the GameCube game. I forget what it's called because it was made by the Pokemon Company, not directly by Nintendo. But it's obviously a Nintendo game. That one deserves to be on that list. Paper Mario, that game. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie. If we're doing separate, separate companies then Metroid Prime. I think Metroid Prime deserves to be on there. There are I'd count Final Fantasy 3, bullcrap, 6. Final Fantasy 6 deserves to be on there because the original was a Nintendo game. Obviously not made by Nintendo because that was made by Square Enix. But again, Quest 64, Bomberman. These are game series that deserve to be on this list. And I don't know, number 10. No, well, I listed enough to where that makes 10. But what does this group do? Get ready for a rant. This is for humor reasons, but just be ready, be forewarned. I don't think the gamer has ever actually gamed. Why do I say this? I'm pulling up the list now so y'all can see what I'm referring to. So I can rant with more visual. You're coming over here. Excuse me. Let me make sure that's visually accurate. There we go. Okay. That wasn't even a word, Henry. I don't know what you're saying because that wasn't even a word. Okay. Well, with that being said, let's see if it can pop up. Alright, here we go. Found it. And 3, 2, 1. Bam. So I'm going to pull the stream up on my phone really quick. That way I can actually respond to any comments. Once again, okay, I can only see this. I actually don't know where I put my phone. That's a problem. Also, sorry about the delay on this, Jack's Law. To answer your question, Banjo-Tooie, probably. It's open world. I like the world of Banjo-Kazooie. So, yeah, probably Banjo-Tooie. Keep the home fires burning. I actually like that phrase. I might use that, Henry. Okay. Also, that needs to be on. Okay. Get ready for a rant because I've read this already and oh boy, this list is a mess. Top 10. Now, keep in mind this list, it's going to say the number 1 first, but I hope it's number 10 first because if this is the number 1 best to them, that's even more proof that the gamer's never played a video game. Because why is the Wand of Gamelon on this list? Why the heck is the Wand of Gamelon on this list? The Zelda games on the CDI should not be on the best Nintendo games not made by Nintendo list. This should not be here. And here we are. This game is a ginormous piece of shit. The animation, sure, is meh. I wouldn't call it magic. This here makes me question if the gamer has even played video games at all. Seriously, as we go through this list, it's going to become more and more apparent that it feels like the gamer took a bunch of games that Nintendo published but did not develop, pulled them out of a hat, and said, we're putting that on this list. Because actually, okay, Mario Strikers being number 9, that's fair. Once again, let's just assume that this number here, can we see the mouse? Can we see the mouse? Yeah, we can. Okay, let's just assume the number here above the title is like the reverse of what it is. Like Mario Strikers being number 9 instead of number 2. Number 8 is, or number 3 is number 8. Number 4 is number 7, etc., etc. I mean, if it was the reverse, then yeah, this person has definitely never played a video game. So I'm assuming. Oh, I see comments. I mean, back then, that's fair. But this is a list made, if I remember reading it correctly, 3 days ago of games good that are supposed to be the best games published but not made by Nintendo. Wand of Gamelon should not be on that list. When you look at the grand scheme of things, including all games today, that is not top 10. Back then, okay, for back then the animation is good, but for today's standards, no, it's not. But we're talking about games, meaning gameplay. Also, this is much higher than it should be. Gameplay-wise, Wand of Gamelon is crap. Now, obviously, Wand of Gamelon was supposed to be made based around animation because it was the CDI. It was meant for, yeah, there we go. It was meant for the animation part, which at that point, fair enough. But so fair. Is it animation magic though? It's funny. It's humorous. But I wouldn't go so far to say it's animation magic. For the time period it came out, it was going up against things like Disney films. Good Disney films. That's animation magic. But you could make the argument that, hey, it was done by a group who doesn't do this very often. Fair. In which case, let's compare it to other people who do that. Yeah, okay, if you make that argument, then yes, it's animation magic. But when you compare it to the grand scheme of things, and you're talking about gameplay, it sucks. It's horrible. The game is so bad when it comes to gameplay. It should not be top 10 when it comes to gameplay. I mean, they're saying animation magic, but it's 10 best Nintendo games. Not made by Nintendo. Not 10 best Nintendo game animations. So, no. Yeah, this should not be here. Was I made by Nintendo? No, because I don't charge people for spending time with me. Spending time with me is 100% free. Unless I start getting paid by Nintendo, then the membership won't be, but you don't have to pay for them. At that point, you technically don't have to pay for a membership to do that. So, yeah. No, yeah, there's the difference right there. Spending time with me is 100% free. So, no, I'm not made by Nintendo. Now, okay. Either way around, Mario Strikers being number 9, I can sit by that. That's fair. Mario Strikers is a really good game. Is it the best? No, but it definitely deserves to be top 10. So this one I can get. And once again, to reiterate, number 10 is number 1 is number 10, number 2 is number 9, 3, 8, etc., etc. Yeah, that's Henry for you, Jax. Henry says some pretty random stuff. Are you kidding me? Super Mario RPG does deserve top 10, but it deserves higher than number 8. I've played this game several times, and when you look at the community, now, let's say the gamer is a gamer who is very secluded for whatever reason, and they put this here because it's one of very few Nintendo games not made by Nintendo that they've played. Fine. Next, it goes at number 8. Sure, okay, fine. I'm pretty sure most people would actually put it higher than this. Myself included, actually. I've played the remake. I actually have played the original a little bit before playing the remake came out. And actually, I would probably put it at in my top 5. I'm not directly sure where, but I would definitely put it in my top 5 of the same category. So I will put a pass on this one. But still. Now this is stupid. This doesn't make sense. Why in the world would you say Donkey Kong Country? Now, maybe a lot of people are indecisive, so we're going to say the trilogy here. It's your opinion on which game in the trilogy. In my opinion, I like this one the best of the three, but a lot of people say they like DKC 3 or DKC 2. So, whichever of those three, just put it here. Or where I would actually put it. At number 3. I would put Donkey Kong Country at number 3. Not number 7. I would not put DKC at number 7. That would be something, wouldn't it, Jax? Honestly, I'm pretty sure. Actually, if I remember correctly, before when Reggie Fils-Aimé was when he was president in the Nintendo of America, I'm pretty sure Doug Bowser was actually the vice president. Actually, hold on. Let's look that up since we have this. We'll talk about that, the rest of that in a sec. Was Doug Bowser vice president before? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. So basically, the next person who's to be president of Nintendo America is the one who's vice president of it right now. Which actually does kind of make sense to me. It's more of a climb the ladder kind of thing. Do I think his side would lose the war? It depends on what you mean by that. What war and yeah, like what circumstances we talking here? Well, we're going through that though. I'm gonna buy the free. That's definitely a song that should be made, Henry. Hmm. You know what? Fair enough on this one. Fair enough. I know it says 5, but it's number 6. I've been keeping track. Fair enough. Number 6 being Minish Cap. That's fair. That's fair. I'd actually probably say the same. Now, I'm scared to see what number 5 is. Ooh, that's a tough one. Problem with Earthbound is it was very under the radar when it came out. It's considered a cult classic now, but the problem with this placing this one, it's very decisive. I have never played this game entirely, for example, so I can't place it. I have played a little bit of it, but then got sidetracked with other things. Um, from the little bit that I've played, I can understand why people would put it in their top 5, top 10. But this is one of those that it's tough. This is tough to place. This is fair, I'll say. Putting this in top 5, that is very fair. It's a cult classic that went under the radar when it first came out. So, fair enough. Fair enough on this one. Okay, so I mean, I remember looking through this for the first time and thinking, this seems very random and very pull out of the hat. I still stand by that statement, but some of these are somewhat fair at least. Hmm, honestly, I would have put this higher than this, but that's just me. Link's Awakening being number 4. Mm, I would have said maybe number two, personally, but whatever. Zelda, it's just the Zelda games are very decisive. That's the problem. And this is where I rage again, kind of. Why in the world would you put Tropical Freeze, Donkey Kong Country Returns Tropical Freeze, higher than the OG DKC games? Those games are so much better than these. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a good game. Tropical Freeze is a very good game. But the Rareware trilogy is so much better. I mean, you've already asked him basically, Jax. Though I don't know if you're going to get a direct answer. Just knowing how Henry Stickmin is. I don't know. Do we really agree with this? I think a Pokemon game should be on this list, but I don't hear any. When I talk to people about and ask them, hey, what's your favorite Pokemon game? I never hear these. These two, I never hear. Ever. I mean, in fact, let's look it up. Top 10 Pokemon games. Okay, IGN. 10 best Pokemon games. Okay. Number 10, Pokemon Legends. I actually never played Pokemon Legends. I've been wanting to, but I never did. New Pokemon Snap. Actually, fair enough. I actually liked that one. It's very relaxing. Sword and Shield. Fair. Puzzle League. Let's just skip ahead to number one. Number one is. Let's see if the number one is one I hear often. Really? Heart Gold. Am I dumb? Is Heart Gold Soul Silver really one of those that are just like super loved and I'm just an idiot? I don't hear any. Why do I not ever hear anything about these games? Am am I really that far under a rock? Oh, okay. You know what, gamer? Fair enough. You know, I looked into this. I'm thinking, there is no way. There's no way it's this one that should be on here. It's got to be something like red and blue or green or something like that. Something like that. I told myself I'll dig into this on stream. I did not expect to see Jax, Henry, the both of you are breaking my brain. Please. Uh 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 I did not expect to find that this is the most loved Pokemon game. I mean, in fact, I don't. Let's look that up again. I'll try to look it up with Watch Mojo. Really? Because okay, Google the AI overview always takes from every website and does like kind of a takes the mean of every website, if that makes sense. And that's what they place here. Like Gold and Silver. Gold and Silver was a game I expected over Heart Gold and Soul Silver, but I mean, fair enough. It's basically a remake of that. So, fair enough, but still, okay, still. Their remakes have not been good, from what I understand. That's why I said that. The OG Gold and Silver is what I expected. Or Black 2, White 2. Something like that, like what this says on here. Black 2, White 2. Or Sun and Moon, Platinum, Emerald. These games make more sense. But I saw Heart Gold and Soul Silver, the remake, and I'm thinking, there is no way. But apparently, people really, really like this. Well, no wonder my home is so small, Jax. Jeez. Okay. You know what? Fair enough, gamer. Maybe you are a gamer, and I'm just not in the loop when it comes to Pokemon games, which actually that is kind of true. My head is a poker Pokeball. I don't know whether to be concerned or grateful. You know what? Fair enough. Okay. Maybe I was giving this guy too much crap. Whoever made this list, the only fault I would give them is their number 10. Hopefully, it's their number 10. Because if Wand of Gamelon is their number 1, this guy's got serious issues. However, I think the number here above the game title is reversed. I'm pretty sure that this is technically their number 1, Metroid Prime Remastered, which, you know what? Fair enough. In which case, maybe I'm giving this guy too much crap. That's my bad. You know what, Henry? It did take you a hot minute to say that. Is it like a scheduled thing for you to say "Don't eat me, Dolores" at a very specific point in time? It's like, because I've been paying attention. My brain was like, when is he gonna say it? When is he gonna say it? When is he gonna say it? I did not expect you to say it this late into the stream. I'm shocked. Okay, so again, maybe I'm giving this guy too much crap. I hope so, because if this is your number 1, Lord help us all. That's really all I gotta say about it. If this is your number 1, then you need to get your priorities straight, buddy. However, just given the layout of the gamer articles, I'm pretty sure that's their number 10, in which case, this person's been living under a rock, because the order that these are in seem a little bit lackluster. Like, again, why would you put Tropical Freeze over the OG DKC? Where is it? Yeah, here. Why would you put Tropical Freeze over the original DKC? It makes no sense. Or the Minish Cap again is very. Zelda games are very decisive, so this is fine. This is fair. This game and Link's Awakening, where they were placed, it really depends on the person. Hey Bruce, I'm doing pretty good. Hope you're well. Just ranting about an article, a top 10 article of the gamer that the gamer did. Once again, though, I don't think any CDI game at all should have ever been on this list. Now, if this was top 10 worst games, worst Nintendo games not made by Nintendo, sure. But okay, what are you talking about, Jax? There's no war. I mean, unless you're including like the whole financial thing, which that war's been going on for a decade now. Yeah, there's no war. Don't know if I said it or not, but hope you're doing well, Bruce. I might have said it. I don't know. My brain is just dead right now. This game should not be here. I stand by that statement. I know I said it already. This game should not be here. Wand of Gamelon is one of the worst games. Not just one of the worst Nintendo referenced games, not made by Nintendo. This is one of the worst games of all time ever created. The animation is funny, sure, but that doesn't compensate for the bad gameplay. That's good to hear. Again, though, the rest of this at least makes somewhat sense. Again, outside of why would you put this at number 8? Why would you put this at number 8? No. So, Wanda Gamelon was a game for the Philips CDI, which was more focused on animations and video. There was gameplay to it, but it was bad. It was like Zelda 2, but worse. When it comes to the gameplay, it played like Zelda 2, but when it came to the connection, it played like Dark Souls on day one. Yeah, Wanda Gamelon was that bad when it came to gameplay. Like I said, though, the animations were okay. That's an interesting question. If we were all a Pokemon, what Pokemon would we be? Squirtle. Actually, I personally would probably go for Charmander. I was about to say Charizard, but the reason I say Charmander is he's so adorable. The Nether. Henry, you realize the Nether is not a Pokemon, right? That's not an answer to the question. Yeah, there are too many comments going. Hold on, let me read them. Hold on. Since when was I eating Link? No, I'm pretty sure Squirrel. Wow, I can't English. I said Charmander, right? No, he's a fire type. He's a fire type, and yeah, I am a freak. That's the level of freak I am. Okay. Yeah, I'll admit I did not expect what I read there. Okay, I am trying to read everything. I'm sorry if I missed anything. Um, Either way, yeah, this list it if it wasn't for certain locations of certain titles and the fact that certain titles are here in the first place, it'd be fine. But once again, why the hell would you put Wanda Gamelon here at all? Why the hell would you put Mario RPG at number 8? Henry, I have no idea what you just said in the last two comments. Cheese. Okay. Why the hell would you put DKC below DKC Returns Tropical Freeze? Yeah, just that. Outside of those few circumstances, this list is fine. Where's Paper Mario, though? Thousand Year Door. Thousand Year Door was not made by Nintendo. It was made by the same people who initially made Metroid, I believe. Why is that not on here? Another Nintendo game that's really good that wasn't made by Nintendo. No More Heroes. If I recall correctly, the OG was produced by Nintendo. Why is this not on there? Seriously, it's like this guy just is very secluded to very specific franchises. Oh. I'm looking at, in my defense, Henry, I'm looking at a screen that big. Tell me, can you read that? Actually, can you? Yeah, can you read that? If so, then you've got much better vision than I do. Anyway. What in Pokemon what counters plant? I actually have no idea. Okay. Face only again. Alright, so that was that. That was that part of the stream, I guess. Just kind of venting, but anyway. I don't know. Admittedly, I was initially going to do the Final Fantasy binge stream of that today, but again, accidentally slept through it, so that was a thing. Yeah, Henry, I'm pretty sure that's not true. Fire, maybe? Fire types might counterplant? You know, because plants can burn. I don't really play Pokemon very often, admittedly. Here. What counters plant in Pokemon? Yeah, fire. Fire, poison, bug, flying, and ice. Henry could be smoking anything at this point, I feel like. Jax. With how the things that Henry sometimes says, I wouldn't be surprised if Henry was high every time he came in here. That's just me, though. It feels like, it always seems like Henry's high on something. No offense to you, Henry. It just kind of seems like it, which, isn't always a bad thing now that I think about it. Sometimes having that level of energy can be really good. Actually, an example of that is my day job. I trying to avoid saying where I actually work. I hope I haven't said it yet. But a good example, my day job, I'm stupidly energetic. I try to be as optimistic as possible and I'm as energetic as possible. The reason for this is to keep a good atmosphere. Now sometimes it does get to the point where it seems like I am high. I don't do drugs. I have been high in the entirety of my life. I'm pretty sure I have been high once. This was years ago. This was like 4 or 5 years ago. But I wouldn't. I just weed, pot, shrooms, stuff like that. It just doesn't appeal to me. That being said, I find nothing wrong with it. And sometimes people act high for the sake of trying to keep a good atmosphere, which is fine. Honestly, that's one reason why, like everything Henry says, I look at it and go, and I just kind of respond the way I do. It's just because at my day job, I do stuff like that just to keep a good atmosphere, a positive attitude, and keep everybody happy. It's better that way. It seems stupid sometimes. I would not be surprised if in reality Henry was actually a very intelligent person. Just because of stuff like that. Because, once again, the things Henry says, I don't say those exact same things, but I say, like, it's similar mentality. Actually, yeah, my job is YouTube. That is correct, Henry. That is an interesting way to look at it, Jax. But, yeah. All of life, we're all high. We're all high on life. There's a reason that phrase exists. We are all high on life. I mean, like as the song we were referencing earlier goes, tell me where the freaks at. That actually, Freaks is a good song in my opinion. It's one of those songs that goes under the radar a lot of the time and a lot of people hate on it, but I actually like it. Hmm, that's a good way to look at it, Jax. I agree with that statement. Drugs is actually, I find it interesting how drugs are basically becoming, like, they're ending up in the same situation that alcohol did years ago, but they are basically ending up in the same situation, which I find very interesting. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, if you rewind far back enough, alcohol used to be illegal in the same way drugs are now. But I don't know whether to be sorry for you or not, Henry, just because I don't know what happened. I don't want to know either because it's not my business. Anyway, alcohol used to be so illegal that people would like have certain like mills and buildings like hidden away next to rivers or lakes to actually produce alcoholic drinks in secret, kind of in the same way drugs are made now. Drugs are sold now. Um, this was way back when alcohol was illegal. Believe it or not, there was a time like this. Like 100% illegal. No one can drink it. Not 21-year-olds, under 21-year-olds. No one. No one could drink it. No. Alcohol is not free, Henry. Yeah, this was back when alcohol was produced by hand. Nowadays you can do it through machines, but back then, yeah, you kind of had to do it manually. This was like back in the early 1900s, I believe, if not earlier. Actually, I do kind of need to look that up again. Dang, I'm looking everything up. Apparently, I'm not the only. Yeah, early 1900s, 1920 to 1933. They needed secrecy, and in the same way that anybody who does drugs does. Now, these two items are very dangerous. Depending on your body type, they could either be more so or less so. Um, but it is, again, your body. If you choose to do this stuff, go for it. No one's going to stop you. However, I do believe that I find it. Okay, I'm going off the trail. I'm not going to finish that sentence. I do find it interesting that drugs are slowly becoming legal in the same way alcohol was. I mean, pretty soon it's going to be the same law. You can't do drugs unless you're this age or older. I mean, who cares? Let's see. Why did I do what? I don't even. What happened to your finger? How could have I done what I did if I don't even know what I'd done and I don't even know what happened to your finger? I don't even know what that means, Jax. I am so sorry. Yeah, it's an interesting concept. Holy crap, we've been going for an hour. Okay, well, I should probably close off soon. I'm trying to find what I did in this list of comments, Jax, but we told you what you told me what I did. Where? Isekai? I mean, maybe I know and it's just phasing my mind. I mean, if it's involved with Nintendo. I mean, Isekai, I know the anime, but Isekai Rondo? The game? Because if that's the case, I know of it, but that's it. I've never played it. How do I not know? I just told you. I have never played the game. Heard of it, but that's it. Because the games that Okay, with the Nintendo Switch, which is what we're referring to here. I mean, there's the anime Isekai. Like, once again, heard of it, but never watched it. With the Switch, the only games on here Metroid Prime, Pikmin 4 games, Pikmin 1, Pikmin 2, Pikmin 3, Pikmin 4. That is true. Jax, that is true. The Zelda games, Mario games. Basically, games made by Nintendo that are exclusive to Nintendo consoles, you'll see on this. Unless it's NSO stuff. You won't see that on here. Not anymore, at least. Um, this is not a. This is not a phone. This is a phone. Come on, Henry. This is not a phone. The icon of the Switch gives that away. But yeah, no, you will only find Nintendo exclusive games on here. Isekai, from what I understand, is cross platform. You will not find Isekai on my Switch. You will not find Isekai on my PlayStation. In fact, if we need proof of this, the games you will find on my PlayStation, I don't know why it's on this section, are as follows. Holy crap, I need to edit Croc. Souls games. Dark Souls 1, 2, 3. Bloodborne. The Devil May Cry series. Dark Cloud 1 and 2. Descenders. the Final Fantasy series. I don't know what you mean by that, Jax. How in the world am I making you sound crazy? The only way you can come to the conclusion of you being crazy is by saying it yourself. We're all crazy to a fault. Persona 3, 4, 5. Anyway, I've got Lego games on here. Harry Potter, Lego Jurassic World. I want to get Lego Star Wars, but at the same time I don't. Raynaudus. First Berserker Kazan I have on here. I'm playing it on my own, but I'm going to stream it after I do Code Vein. Spyro, which I'm Let's Playing, so duh. Sekiro. Tai the Tasmanian Tiger. I got stuck on a part, but yeah, stuff like this. Dragon Quest 3. I plan on getting 2 in 1. It's just stuff like that. Hollow Knight is on here. Infinity Nikki I still need to try. Codex Lost. I did one stream of it, but the game is just too easy. Foam Stars I tried, but no one was showing up, so I couldn't play it. The God of War trilogy plus Ascension. Hard, but fun for what it's worth. Plucky Squire. Easy and fun. Visions of Mana. Mortal Kombat. This. Buzz Lightyear for whatever reason. You get the point. The one thing you will not find on here is Isekai. Because I've never even considered getting it. It's never even crossed my mind. But hey, I'll take your guys' word for it. If it's good anime, good game, depending on the version you're talking about, I'll take your word for it. But yeah, like you guys have asked, I have never heard of it. Maybe it makes me crazy. I don't know. Anyway. Only. Bam. Alright. Though it does look like we've been going for an hour. I actually do have to finish editing an episode of Croc for next week. And actually, I do have a vlog I need to make that I'm actually going to go out in my hallway and make it instead. Just because, you know, why not? Scenery. You do realize Isekai is a name, right? I've never seen the Zelda cartoons, ever. And no, CDI games are not Isekai. I played one. I did not finish it. CDI is not Isekai, from what I understand. Oh no, no. It's the list, it was just one list. A list that I was just trying to rant about, admittedly. Just went way longer than I expected. Anyway, no, yeah, like I said, I need to take care of some stuff for later. Some Let's Plays. Tomorrow we are definitely going to be streaming. Probably Dark Cloud. The day after will probably be the Final Fantasy binge, but hey, let's have some fun with that. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, guys. I mean, I looked it up. Maybe I'm wrong. Again, maybe I'm just crazy because hold on, Isekai. What? Maybe I'm just dumb. Oh, it's a subgenre where the oh, actually, there's one Isekai I've seen then. Wow. A subgenre of anime where the protagonist is transported or reincarnated to a different world. There's two isekais I've seen then, both of them being Ni no Kuni. One of them, I guess, being Wand of Gamelon. Hated Wand of Gamelon, though. I always will. I might actually use that statement, Henry, on one of my coworkers when I leave my day job tomorrow. That is good. I like that. Although, yeah, I guess I have seen Isekai, Ni no Kuni, all the Ni no Kuni, the Ni no Kuni anime movie, and all the Ni no Kuni games. I stand corrected. My bad. I apologize. But yeah, we'll continue with stuff tomorrow. Like I said, it'll probably be Dark Cloud or the Final Fantasy binge since we haven't touched the Final Fantasy binge in a while, and we still have to kickstart Dark Cloud. Anyway, or it could be the Persona binge. I'm not sure yet. I'm all over the place with these. Thanks again for watching, guys. Shout out to Jack's Law, Henry Stickmin, or Jack's Law 2.0 version 1, 2, and 3, I guess. I don't know if you're the same person or three different individuals, just because they're three different icons. D9 and Bruce. Once again, Brookbank. Anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. Catch y'all later.